Okay, boys and girls, been a while since I made a video, so I thought I'd make one real quick. This house obviously is vacant. It has been sold. You see we got some handrails here at the bottom, but going up they didn't have any. So my task was to add this rail and then set up handrails up at the top. I wasn't expecting to get here until today, but we got done early yesterday. So we got over here yesterday about 2 o'clock and got this handrail put on. You can see all the way down. And also, none of this was here. This was just open. You know, you could just fall straight off the side, I guess, if you wasn't careful. And I think there's a kid that's gonna be moving in. I don't know how old, I just know they said daughter. That's handicapped, so they wanted to get this done. So we got here yesterday and got started. We pulled in the driveway at about 1:45, got tools unloaded and all that, so I'm gonna say we got here at 2 o'clock. And had to leave at about 4:15 yesterday, so we got more done yesterday than I thought. But I've got to finish up today and paint or stain, or paint and stain to make it match down at the bottom. So what we did so far is, you know, like I said, bought this rail from Home Depot. It matches that other one pretty good. So got this put on yesterday, and you can see there's a screw. I'm gonna feel that one more time. But cut a 45 here so that this would turn and go in. So that's just a 45-degree angle put there. Pre-drilled a hole, countersunk right here, so we're gonna get that filled in, and also use my Craig jig to put a screw in here, and that's going into a stud. And the same thing at the bottom. And then we've got these two brackets put in here. There's another on down, both of those are in the stud. I had thought about putting one maybe on every stud or something like that. But as soon as we tied this into a stud and this end into a stud, this thing got really good and solid. So now I'm thinking I'm not going to put any more of these brackets on, because I just don't want to, you know, I don't want to overdo it, make it look kind of tacky. So I'm gonna call that good, other than putting some more filler in that hole. Putting some more filler in that hole to get it like flush. I'll sand this down to smooth that on out, get that excess off. I'll stain that. Now over here, we ran out of time yesterday because I had somewhere to be. But we got this mounted in. There's a kit that you can buy. This is actually sitting right here. I tried this. I was going to do, use my Craig jig and put holes all the way around and just buy some trim, but this little kit came, so I thought we'd try it. It's about $22. And it actually, I'm shaking that, you can't tell, but it's in there pretty good. So that worked out good. Got to fill these holes a little bit. All this is going to get painted white, just like that post down there. And I'll stain that top little round part, whatever. I'll stain that and stain this and paint this white. These are already painted white. Had to drill a 3/4 inch hole here, 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 and here. So once we got those drilled, we went ahead and cut this top post here, or rail, and then I just laid it down on the floor. I say I did, me and Connor. I just laid it right across here and marked those same 3 holes so that those would go up and down and be plumb. And again, we attached this rosette into a stud here. Got some more Craig holes for here and here, and as you see, it's not done yet. The problem I was running into, that hadn't even got a screw in it. The problem I was running into is that my drill won't line up because of this, to get in there and pull that up. So I came back, I'm gonna put like a socket head on there and use my ratchet and see if I can go ahead and get that pulled up nice and tight. But we just totally ran out of time yesterday, so I wasn't able to. So I'm gonna get those 2 screws put in first thing, and then the second thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and get a coat of white paint on this, because I think it's gonna take at least 2 coats. So I'm gonna go ahead and get one on there. I'm gonna put my fan on it, let it start drying, and then I'll stain these top 2 rails. And then maybe at that point, I'll be ready to put another coat of paint on this. This will take an hour or 2 to dry, maybe with that fan a little less. But that's where we're at. Okay, I got it all put in. I had to change plans because I couldn't get my screws in under here. You can see where I dinged that up a little bit. But I just couldn't get the angle on that Craig jig hole. So what I ended up doing was coming in, pre-drilling this to get the right angle, and got a screw in right there. I put a couple finishing nails in to start with just to hold it in place, because when you put a screw in sideways, you know, it's going to try to run across on you. So anyway, that's what I ended up doing. I had a little bit of a gap on the top, so I put a little caulk in there. I'm going to clean that off some more. I don't think that I'm going to fill these holes. I think once I stain this, it'll be even more concealed. And not to mention, it's on the back side of this rail. Let me show you kind of how the house is laid out. See, it's over on this side. So I think filling it will make it look worse than just leaving it like it is. Plus, if you ever need to get it out for some reason, I guess you'll know. And you know, on this side, that's just some filler I got to get off of there. But turned out really good. You know, it's solid. You can't really tell that on camera because it don't move. But I'm gonna paint this real quick, and then I'm gonna stain, then I'm gonna paint this again, and I should be out of here. All right, all done. Got her painted up. I put about, man, I think it might have been 3 coats of white paint. Got it stained. You can see those spots I was talking about earlier. I mean, they just blend right in, so I'm okay with that. I got a little bit of stain on the wall when I was painting. Luckily, they had some touch-up paint in the garage. So I got that, got this all stained. Good to go. Nothing really else to see here. Turned out really good. It is 12 o'clock. Got here probably right at 10, maybe 9:30. So about a total of 5-6 hours in this job. That's unloading and cleaning up. You may notice, some of you YouTube police out there like to get on here and bust me up for stuff, that the angle of the new handrail does not match the angle of the existing handrail down there. We started to do that, but down here it was 28.5 inches from top to bottom, and then right there it was like 25 inches. So this handrail would have been like a foot off the ground, so obviously we didn't follow that. Something else we noticed, when we went to put these spindles in, Connor went down to measure, you know, how far apart those were. Some of them were 5 1/4, some of them was 4, some of them was 3 3/4, 4 1/2. It was just crazy. So those down there aren't exactly right. Ours are 5 inches on center. I don't know of anything else that I can tell you about this job. Everything came from Home Depot. As far as the stain, I just wiped that on. I just got a rag and wiped it on, and it turned out good. I don't want to touch it, but so that's a wrap. See you next time.